Though artificial intelligence is changing how businesses work, there are concerns about how it may influence our lives. This is not just an academic or a societal concern, but a reputational risk for companies. No company wants to be marred with data or AI ethics scandals that impacted companies like Amazon. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. For example, there was significant backlash due to the sale of Rekognition to law enforcement. This was followed by Amazon's decision to stop providing this technology to law enforcement for a year, since they anticipate the proper legal framework to be in place by then. This article provides insights on ethical issues that arise with the use of AI, examples for misuses of AI, and best practices to build a responsible AI. Algorithms and training data may contain biases as humans do, since those are also generated by humans. These biases prevent AI systems from making fair decisions. We encounter biases in AI systems due to two reasons. Developers may program biased AI systems without even noticing. Historical data that will train AI algorithms may not be enough to represent the whole population fairly. Biased AI algorithms may lead to discrimination of minority groups. For instance, Amazon shut down its AI recruiting tool after using it for 1 year. Developers in Amazon state that the tool was penalizing women. About 60% of the candidates the AI tool chose were male, which was due to patterns in data on Amazon's historical recruitments. To build an ethical and responsible AI, getting rid of biases in AI systems is necessary. Yet, only 47% of organizations test for bias in data, models, human use of algorithms. Though getting rid of all biases in AI systems is almost impossible, due to the existing numerous human biases and ongoing identification of new biases, minimizing them can be business's goal. If you want to learn more, feel free to check our comprehensive guide on AI biases and how to minimize them using best practices and tools. Also, a data-centric approach to AI development can help address bias in AI systems. Autonomous things. Autonomous things, AUT, are devices and machines that work on specific tasks autonomously without human interaction. These machines include self-driving cars, drones, and robotics. Since robot ethics is a broad topic, we focus on unethical issues that arise due to the use of self-driving vehicles and drones. Self-driving cars. The autonomous vehicles market was valued at $54 billion in 2019 and is projected to reach $557 billion by 2026. However, autonomous vehicles pose various risks to AI ethics guidelines. People and governments still question the liability and accountability of autonomous vehicles. For example, in 2018, Uber's self-driving car hit a pedestrian who later died at a hospital. The accident was recorded as the first death involving a self-driving car. After the investigation of the Arizona Police Department and the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, prosecutors have decided that the company is not criminally liable for the pedestrian's death. This is because the safety driver was distracted with her cell phone, and police reports label the accident as completely avoidable. Laws are one of the weapons in the artificial intelligence arms race. Laws independently identify and engage targets based on programmed constraints and descriptions. There have been debates on the ethics of using weaponized AI in the military. For example, in 2018, United Nations gathered to discuss the issue. Specifically, countries that favor laws have been vocal on the issue, including South Korea, Russia, and America. Counter-arguments for the usage of laws are widely shared by non-governmental communities. For instance, a community called Campaign to Stop Killer Robots wrote a letter to warn about the threat of an artificial intelligence arms race. Some renowned faces, such as Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, Noam Chomsky, John Tallon, and Demis Hassabis, also signed the letter. Unemployment and income inequality due to automation. This is currently the greatest fear against AI. According to a CNBC survey, 27% of U.S. citizens believe that AI will eliminate their jobs within 5 years. The percentage increases to 37% for citizens whose age is between 18 to 24. Though these numbers may not look huge for the greatest AI fear, don't forget that this is just a prediction for the upcoming 5 years. According to McKinsey estimates, intelligent agents and robots could replace as much as 30% of the world's current human labor by 2030. Depending upon various adoption scenarios, automation will displace between 400 and 800 million jobs, requiring as many as 375 million people to entirely switch job categories. Comparing society's 5-year expectations and McKinsey's forecast for 10 years shows that people's expectations of unemployment are more pronounced than industry experts' estimates. However, both point to a significant share of the population being unemployed due to advances in AI. Another concern about the impacts of AI-driven automation is rising income inequality. A study found that automation has reduced or degraded the wages of U.S. workers specialized in routine tasks by 50% to 70% since 1980. Misuses of AI. Big Brother is watching you. This was a quote from George Orwell's dystopian social science fiction novel called 1984. Though it was written as science fiction, it may have become a reality as governments deploy AI for mass surveillance. Implementation of facial recognition technology into surveillance systems concerns privacy rights. According to AI Global Surveillance (AIGS) Index, 176 countries are using AI surveillance systems, and liberal democracies are major users of AI surveillance. The same study shows that 51% of advanced democracies deploy AI surveillance systems compared to 37% of closed autocratic states. However, this is likely due to the wealth gap between these two groups of countries. From an ethical perspective, the important question is whether governments are abusing the technology or using it lawfully. Orwellian surveillance methods are against human rights. Some tech giants also state ethical concerns on AI-powered surveillance. For example, Microsoft President Brad Smith published a blog post calling for government regulation of facial recognition. Also, IBM stopped offering the technology for mass surveillance due to its potential for misuse, such as racial profiling, which violates fundamental human rights. Manipulation of human judgment. AI-powered analytics can provide actionable insights into human behavior, yet abusing analytics to manipulate human decisions is ethically wrong. The best-known example of misuse of analytics is the data scandal by Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica sold American voters' data crawled on Facebook to political campaigns and provided assistance in analytics to the 2016 presidential campaigns of Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Information about the data breach was disclosed in 2018, and the Federal Trade Commission fined Facebook $5 billion due to its privacy violations. Proliferation of deepfakes. Deepfakes are synthetically generated images or videos in which a person in a media is replaced with someone else's likeness. Though about 96% of deepfakes are pornographic videos with over 134 million views on the top 4 deepfake pornographic websites. The real danger and ethical concerns of society about deepfakes are how they can be used to misrepresent political leaders' speeches. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go.